I'm in the shower, right? And I remember this thing that was so powerful. You know how you're in the shower and then you get these beautiful ideas? So there's this analogy, it's called the keyhole analogy. The way we look at the world, we're looking at it from like a keyhole point of view. So just imagine that there's a door, right? And then you're behind this door, but past this door, there is everything that you want. Everything that you want and everything that you don't want. So for example, you being like a trillionaire is behind that door. And you being like extremely homeless is also behind that door. But we're looking beyond that door from only the keyhole. So we're sticking our eyes in and we're looking through like behind this door through only the keyhole. So what that means is that every single thing that you want, like every goal that you want is behind it, but you can only see it when you're actually wanting to see it. So when I first heard this analogy, I was like, this is so powerful, because there is actually a version of me that has everything that he ever wants, and there's also a version of me that has everything that he doesn't want. So there's both versions are there, but it's just that which one do I want to pick? And the way for me to pick which version I want is just, where am I looking through this keyhole when I'm looking at it? So just imagine that this keyhole, you can move it around like this way and this way through the door. And so the way you move around the keyhole in the door is basically like, again, your thoughts, bro, your thoughts. So if you're living throughout the day and every single time like you're thinking thoughts of like lack or thoughts of just poverty, then you're going to be basically going down through this keyhole and only looking at the part of your life that is filled with poverty. But then if you're only thinking of like things like abundance and always getting what you want, and also like thinking of yourself, like you're the person that's always lucky, just so happens to be lucky, then this keyhole is almost like it's going to go up. And by the way, I know when I'm doing this, it looks like I'm doing the Illuminati symbol. There's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, Mohammed joining the Illuminati. No, that's not Illuminati, bro. But anyway, so you go up through this keyhole because you're only thinking now from a point of view of abundance. And this is so powerful because one of Allah's names, right? Like the names, the 99 names of Allah is Ar-Razzaq, which is the one that gives rizq, like provision or sustenance. What that means, bro, is that because this is a name of Allah, that means that rizq in of itself is something abundance. It's not something like so small, it's something that's infinite. So if rizq or like your wealth is infinite, who is limiting the wealth? Because you can't ever say that a trait of Allah is like a limiting trait. There's no such thing. Like if we're saying that Allah is al-Qawi, that means Allah is like the strongest. There's no one like stronger than Allah. But that doesn't mean that you is like unlimited strength. Do you know what I mean? But if we're saying, because Allah is not saying that He's giving you unlimited strength. But if we're saying that Allah is Ar-Razzaq, Ar-Razzaq is like a name where He's the one that gives. So if He's the one that gives, that means He's the one that's giving unlimited. Like there's no limits in the thing that He's giving, which means who's the one that's limiting this thing? It's you. It's literally you. Like your soul, your nafs is like yourself is limiting this thing because yourself is not living in a state of abundance. So you're looking through this keyhole at like the bottom, not like the top, but you're looking at the bottom. Because behind this keyhole, behind this door, is everything that Allah wants to give you. It's everything that, like, it's the unlimited, it's the infinite. So it's you that's at fault the entire time. And that's beautiful because it's like, there's a thing that says, your whole life right now is the total sum of your positive thoughts minus your negative thoughts. And that's the moment that you're living in right now. So if you're thinking, it's like, why am I living in such a bad state and all that stuff? Well, look back in the past, right? You've been thinking some positive thoughts and then some bunch of negative thoughts. So it's like 1 minus 10 is what? Minus 9. It's a negative number. So that's why you're living a horrible life. So I was sitting down, I was thinking, I'm like, if all of this is true, and it is true, then how do we like expand our nafs, like literally expand our chest, just so that we become more attuned to getting more wealth from the Creator, which is Ar-Razzaq. So like, how do we actually do that? Well, one way to do that is this thing that we call tafakkur. So in Quran, Allah talks a lot about tafakkur, but for some reason, no one really talks about it. So what you're supposed to be doing is just, like, as you're sitting down, if you ask yourself questions, then yourself already knows everything, right? Like, there's something deep within you that knows everything, but you just want to you want to unlock it. So what you're supposed to be doing is, as you're sitting down, just ask yourself, it's like, am I able to expand my chest right now to receive all this abundance? Like, just ask yourself. And the point is that not for you to come and answer and be like, oh no, like I'm not able, or like, no, I am able. That's not the whole point. The point is just that it's almost like you're adding like oil to yourself, just so you can like you know, if there's something so stiff, because that's what you are the whole time, you're just stiff. So we're adding oil to it just so you can make it a bit more relaxed and just open things up. So literally, as you're sitting down right now, just ask yourself, be like, am I able to receive more wealth in this moment right now? Because again, remember, your wealth is not something in the future. It's not something in the past. It's something that's here right now. So all of it is here right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Allah is not living in the past. Allah is not living in the future. Allah is always living in the now. So if you want to be connected to Allah and get all this rizq, then you have to be connected to the now, because Allah is giving you literally right now. So this is the very first step that I would do. But the second step that I would do is that when you're setting goals, when people are setting goals, I was listening to Brute DeForce the other day. I don't know if you know who Brute DeForce is, but this guy's on Twitter. He's talking about how there was a trader, like some guy who does like, I think crypto trading or something, or stocks trading. And this guy for 5 years, he was never able to go beyond the 6 figures mark. So 100K, he was never able to go beyond 100K. And so the whole time he was like, my entire goal of this whole life is to reach $100K in my bank account. And this guy could never do it, even though he's trading crypto and he's not a bad trader. So he went to Brute DeForce and he was talking to him, and Brute DeForce was like, bro, the problem that you're not reaching this goal. And by the way, this guy, he would reach in his bank account, he would reach like 90K, 98K, but he would never be able to hit 100K, which is insane. For 5 years, he was never able to do that. So Brute, he told him, he was like, bro, the problem is because you are the one that's limiting yourself. And this is so true. You are the one that's limiting yourself. Because imagine you're weightlifting, right? And then it's like, you've never, like your goal is to basically deadlift 315, even though that's so little. And that's your entire goal. Then as soon as like, if you've never hit 315, as soon as like you're about to go and do it, your brain's going to keep telling you, it's like, no, bro, you're not supposed to reach this goal. Because once you reach this goal, what's going to be after it? It's so scary to know what's going to be coming after this goal. So you just put a ceiling to yourself. And that's so sad. You just literally put a ceiling to yourself, when in reality, I told you, Allah is a Razzaq. There's no ceiling. When you look through this keyhole, when you open the door, you'll see it's infinite. It's just you've been limiting yourself through one keyhole. So eventually what he told him is, he's just like, bro, just like stop setting such little goals, because first of all, you're worth way beyond this goal. Because think about it too, it's like most people, as soon as they receive the goal, they become like too ecstatic to the point where it's like they feel like they achieve something to the point that they feel like they don't even deserve it. And then because they're feeling like such ecstasy and stuff like that, then they lose it just as fast as they got it. And so this is so important, because when you're setting goals, right? When you're setting like, I want to reach like 100K in my bank account, then you've limited yourself to only that. And so now you feel like you only deserve something that's less than 100K. But then if you start setting yourself goals, and by the way, I'm a huge believer into only making goals that are big, goals that are huge, not small goals. Because once you start putting goals that are huge, it's almost like that now is your ceiling. Even though there's not supposed to be a ceiling like at all. But at this point, this is your ceiling. So if you're setting yourself like a goal of like 10 million a year, 10 million a year, then that's your ceiling. So what you'll notice is that it's funny, because most likely you're not going to be hitting 10 million. Most likely you're only going to be hitting like 5 million, 4 million, if you're truly going to be working towards this goal. And if you're truly going to be feeling like, you know what, I'm just the type of guy or the type of girl that deserves to have this in the bank account. And by the way, once again, it's like all these are just numbers, man. Like when Allah is saying He's Ar-Razzaq, He's not saying He'll give you like a certain number of money, just so you know. Because like Allah does not work in terms of just numbers. Allah is going to give you like things that are beyond numbers. Beyond numbers. But anyway, so it's like, if every morning now you wake up and then you're writing down these goals. You just write down the goal where it's like, and you actually feel like you've achieved this goal in the present moments right now, because technically you did. Because once again, remember, it's like beyond this door is everything. It's like even like trillions. What's beyond trillions? Even beyond trillions is behind that door. So realize that behind that door there's everything. And so in this moment right now, the goal that you want, feel like you've already achieved it. And by the way, you know why people say it's like fake it till you make it, or like feel the feeling before you achieved it, so then you can achieve it? It's because all these coaches, it's so hard for them to come to you and be like, listen, bro, like, just so you know, you've already achieved it, just so you know. Like, in true reality, this goal that you want is already here. But it's just that your mind your mind is so limited, and you've been believing your mind the whole time to the point that it's like, it's hard for you to know that you've achieved it right now. So we're saying, pretend, just pretend that you got it until you get it. Because the reality is that you already have it. But it's hard for us to come and tell you that you already have it, because your brain is going to come and be like, no, bro, I don't have it. Like, I don't see it in front of my face right now, so I don't have it. But in reality, you do. In reality, you do have it. And so the reason why you feel like you don't have it is because the entire time, you've been looking at the world from this keyhole once again, bro. So, and you've been believing your mind the whole time. Your mind has been lying to you the whole time, and you've been believing it the entire time. And so, how many times did your brain ever come and tell you something that was truthful? You would think that, oh yeah, like most of the time, but in reality, it's none of the times, just so you know. So we have to come and tell you, it's like, just pretend. And then if you keep pretending, eventually you'll believe it, and then it's going to happen. But I'm trying to say, in reality, is that it's already there. Just realize, in reality, it's already there. And why is it already there? Because, bro, like, who's the one that's running the world? Who's the one that's making every single atom vibrate? Who is that? It's Allah, which is Ar-Razzaq. And I told you, beyond this door is Ar-Razzaq, which is infinity. Infinity. So, in this moment, once again, in this moment, you have everything. Like, everything that you want, the limitless, the infinite is already here. It's just that yourself, your mind, is too limited. So what we're supposed to be doing is that, once again, the very first thing I said is tafakkur. So just sit down, inquire, just ask yourself questions. Am I able, right this moment, to receive all the abundance? Am I able in this moment to receive $100 million? Just ask yourself these questions, and you might think it doesn't help and stuff like that, but just do it. Just literally do it, and you'll see. Like, don't even believe me, bro. Just do it, and then you'll see. So it's the first thing. But the second thing is that when you are writing down your goals, if you're writing down, like, I just want to have like 10K in the bank, first of all, you've been made by the Most High, right? You've been made by the most beautiful, by the literally the best creator. So do you think this best creator is going to leave a signature within you that shows that you're just someone that's worth only $10,000? There's no such thing. You're worth literally way more than that. It's just your brain that tells you you're not worth more than that. So this is the second thing. Write down goals that are actually, I can't even say that you are worthy of, because you're worth literally more than that, but goals that are not small. 10K is small, 100K is small, something that's not small. And this is the second thing. But then the third thing is that just open your mind to the truth, be aware of the truth, and the truth is that everything is here right now. Everything is literally here right now. So you being homeless is here right now, and you being extremely rich is here right now. So just realize that they're all here right now, and just choose with your own thoughts which one do you want to happen. And by the way, this is the biggest problem, because most people, Muslims, right, they believe in destiny. And destiny is true, obviously. But the way I view it is that, think of it like train tracks, right? Train tracks. If you change a train track, like, wouldn't you go to a different destination? But does that not imply that this other destination is also here? So just realize that everything is written. So your wealth is written. But that doesn't mean that it's limited. It means that it's unlimited. Because how can it be limited when Allah is Ar-Razzaq? Allah is not limited. Allah is unlimited. Which means everything, because it's written, you get to pick which one do you want. And how do you pick? With your own thoughts and feelings. So when we're saying your rizq is written, we're not saying that it's little, just so you know. That's such a limit. It's such a dumb mentality, bro. They're like, no, bro, don't worry. Your rizq is written. Of course it's written. But it's written limitlessly, infinite. So stop limiting yourself, bro. I don't know, if people say that, like people, like the Muslim people especially, they're like, bro, don't worry, like, if you're poor, it's okay. Your wealth is just, it's written for you. Bro, what? You know what you just said? You just literally said that Allah himself is limiting. That's insane. How can you ever say something like that? That's literally insane. So anyway, this is the third thing. Just realize the truth. And the truth is that Allah is unlimited, infinite. So he would not write something for you, because Allah, that's one of his traits, to give unlimited. Goodness, bro, how can you believe in stuff like that? Like in limiting yourself. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful. This was how to reach your goals way faster than you even thought you can achieve. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, just let me know, man.